Welcome back to Important Library Stuff, a podcast where library staff share the inside scoop on all the stuff that happens at Prince William Public Libraries. And trust us, it's a lot of stuff. I'm your host, Emily Bickers, media specialist from the Office of Communications and Marketing, and I am joined each episode by fellow staff members and special guests who know a lot more on each episode's topic than I do. Today, we will be discussing library resources for road trips, our mobile library, and we'll learn about Prince William County's Department of Transportation. I'm joined by our experts, Christina Trotter, Outreach Librarian Technician from PWPL's Community Outreach Services. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
And Gretchen Johnson, Senior Communications Analyst at PwC's Department of Transportation. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Emily, so much for having me.
So first things first, what are your three favorite books that involve travel or modes of transportation?
Okay. Mine is How to Travel Anywhere Next to Nothing. And that book is by Anthony Worthington. I like that book because, it just gives a lot of good resources. The next book is 50 States, 5,000 Ideas by Joe Yorkish. I hope I'm saying his name right. And the National Geographic Society. I like that because if I decide to go to different states, it gives me ideas of where I can go and, what I can do. And the last one is 100 Drives, 5,000 Ideas, again by Joe Yorkish. I like to drive. I'm not too keen on flying, and, I have little woolies about that. And so if I can drive somewhere, I love it because I love to stop and, see what's going on and see, something catches my eye, I can see it. So I like driving.
Awesome. And what about you, Gretchen?
So for my books, Visual Timelines of Transportation, Anthony Wilson, it gives the history of different cars and boats and just modes of transportation, which I find interesting and helpful when you want to learn the history of modes of transportation. And then I have two suggestions for our young readers. One, Transportation, How People Get Around by Gail Gibbons. And the second is one that I remember reading to my niece, The Pigeon Loves Things That Go by Mo Willems. Those would be great options just for young readers to get an idea of transportation and introducing them to modes of transportation. That's why I'm suggesting them today.
Thank you so much for sharing those recommendations. I want to learn a little bit more about what you both do. So Christina, PWPL's Office of Community Outreach Service, does a ton. Is an understatement of the century.
Yes.
The most visible is probably that you drive the mobile library.
Yes.
We consider it our 13th library branch.
Yes, that's true.
So it lends materials, it hosts programs, you can sign people up for library cards on the spot, and much more.
Yes.
So what else does your office do?
Well, the Community Outreach Services offer services and programs to Prince William County government agencies, including organizations and agencies within Prince William County. We provide programs at the Woodbridge Senior Center, retirement homes. Also, we go to the Adult Daycare Center, which is located at the Filazzo Building. We do story times and book checkouts at several daycare centers and serve homeless shelters. We do book checkout at the Manassas and Dumfries Boys and Girls Club. We offer computer classes at the Filazzo and Hildebarg Homeless Shelter. And COS also provides information on library services and also issues library cards to the Adult Detention Center. And in the fall, we will be doing a book club at the Adult Detention Center. We bring the mobile library to events in the Prince William County community.
That's fantastic. I'll just be driving around on the weekend and I can see the mobile library.
Yes.
It makes me happy because you get around so much.
Yeah.
So where can people find the mobile library this summer?
This summer, the mobile library has exciting events for the community. We will be at Fairmount Park, Pat White Center at Ben Lomond, Rollins Farm Park, and Silver Lake Regional Park. In June, our friends from No One Trains Alone, NOTA, will be joining the mobile library at Fairmount Park to help visitors to tap into their artistic side. The mobile library will also provide games and activities at several parks over the summer. Also, in July, NOTA will be returning with Animal Friends. And in August, the Prince William County Police Department will give a dynamic demonstration of how they use devices to fight crime.
Fantastic. What does the mobile library have materials-wise?
We have picture books, graphic novels, DVDs, large print hotspots, puzzles, and also ELL titles.
Fantastic. Gretchen, the Department of Transportation does so much. Some people may think you only do roads, but let's dispel that. What does your department do?
Well, thank you for that question. Yes, when people hear Department of Transportation, they do think roads. But the Department of Transportation is so much more. We are actually a mobility network. And what that means is we not only design and construct and maintain Prince William County roadways, but we also construct what are called pedestrian facilities, which would be your sidewalks, your shared use path. We make provisions for our bikers and our walkers to be able to have somewhere where they can safely ride their bicycles and they can walk, whether for exercise or just to socialize with their neighbors. We want to make sure that they have the opportunity to actually walk safely and enjoy it. Also, with our mobility network, this past November, we built our first parking structure. If you know the Neabsco Potomac Garage, and it's over by where Centara is and where Wegmans, we are responsible for constructing that parking lot for people to use, especially for OmniRide commuters. And if you want to just take a stroll at Stonebridge, you are able to use that parking structure. Going back to bicycle and pedestrian, as you know, we are firm supporters and advocates of Bike to Work Day, which is coming up on Thursday, May 15th. And I would like to thank the libraries for their support with our bike repair kits. As always, each year when we have Bike to Work, we have different pit stations that are around the county. We are offering free giveaways. We are offering an opportunity for people to learn more about bicycle options within the county. And they have an opportunity to know firsthand other bicyclists that are in the area. Again, thank you for the support of the libraries for that.
Well, thank you to the Department of Transportation for donating the bike repair kits. They are now a permanent part of Prince William Public Library's collection, and we lend them out to the public beyond Bike to Work Day. So they are actually already available in our collection. You can place a hold on them, and definitely do that because it is a good resource to have. So how does your team make travel safer and more enjoyable for residents?
By making sure the roadways are safe, that we are widening roadways when needed to alleviate congestion, which ultimately adds to the quality of life of the commuter and not having to spend a lot of time in traffic. And what we also do is we make sure that we are mindful of potholes. And we also make sure that we have the safe pedestrian facilities.
Fantastic. And can you also share what the Department of Transportation does not do?
What we are not responsible for in our office is snow removal, which people find very interesting when they learn that. The responsibility of snow removal falls on the Virginia Department of Transportation if it is a public road. If it is a private roadway, then we suggest that you reach out to your homeowners association and see if they have provisions or if they have resources for snow removal services. Another thing that our department does not oversee the transportation that Prince William County Schools offers. If you find that your young scholar has missed the bus or you have questions about a bus route, the first thing I would suggest is to call your young scholar's school to find out the bus schedule and then the Department of Transportation for the school system.
So they have their own Department of Transportation that manages all the bus scheduling.
Yes, we just make sure they have clear roadways and pedestrian facilities. However, we do not manage that department.
That is good to know. It can save a lot of time in a hectic morning when you're trying to get your kid to school to call the school directly.
Absolutely.
I wanted to share a little bit about the resources that the library has for road trip planning and entertainment. Of course, we have books, we have print books, but we also have ebooks and audiobooks, which can help pass the hours. Some other great road trip entertainment for smaller passengers are Wazoodles, which are fun interactive audio devices preloaded with podcasts, music, and other content. We also have launch pads, which are tablets that offer similar things as well as games. We have language learning resources and travel guides and lots to check out at the library before you plan your trip. We also lend out Wi-Fi hotspots, which can be great for some of those trips. Definitely check out your local library. We've got a lot of stuff. One-stop shop. So just for fun, I wanted to ask you all some questions because it's always fun to think about travel and trip planning. What is your ultimate road trip read or audiobook, one that you'd recommend to everyone?
Honestly, I do not take a lot of road trips. Maybe twice a year, I will take a road trip to Georgia. And I am one of those people that has to ride in complete silence.
Okay.
But books of interest for me is anything that deals with self-help or spirituality.
So what about you, Christina? Are you an audiobooker?
Yes, I am. An audiobook and also podcast.
Okay.
Either I have to have something I'm listening to that's of interest, or I have to have something to eat, because otherwise I'm just like, oh, this is just too long. But mainly the main books that I like is spiritual, also any history, any type of history. And the book that I'm reading now, because I'm planning a trip to North Carolina, which is The Coming by Dr. Daniel Black. So it's a long book, so I'm like, okay, it should take me the whole time to read it, maybe going and then coming back.
It's good to have it lined up.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your dream road trip destination?
I would like to go to Montana.
Yeah.
And when I have stated that before, people say, well, what is it about Montana you want to visit? Just the open space of it all. It fascinates me. And I would say that is one place that I would like to travel within the next year or so.
Fantastic. I hope you get there.
I have two places that I want to go. One is in South Carolina. It's called Gullah, where the Gullah people live. And I was just been so interested in that. I've seen so many documentaries and so many things on it. And, you know, just the way of life and even as a history period, I would just like to go just to soak in the ambiance of that. Also, I would like to go to Yellowstone. I've always said I want to go to Yellowstone. So I don't know if I would do a road trip. Maybe if somebody had an RV, I could hop in and I could go. But I would have to take the plane to do that. But if somebody has an RV, I'll hop in and we can go.
Maybe we should get an RV together.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite local scenic drive?
I would say Skyline. Every year I drag my grandkids and my kids, and that's just a yearly thing. We have to go to Skyline in October. Sometimes in the summer we go because there are some flowers, little meadows with flowers, and we go because I just love to see that,
We have a hidden gem in Prince William County, and it is the James Madison Highway, better known as Route 15. You have an opportunity to see Gainesville, Haymarket, and ride all the way to Loudoun County. I would suggest that for anyone that has a lazy Sunday afternoon to consider Route 15 as a scenic drive for you that day.
All right. Do you have a go-to road trip snack?
Mine, it doesn't matter. It's always chips. Anything chips or crunchy.
I would say trail mix fruit and a bottle of water.
Nice. Do you have any parting thoughts or tips before we hit the road?
Well, I would just ask everyone, if you see the mobile library, come on and check out the wonderful things that we have on the van. And if you'd like to have us come to one of your events, or you're just interested, you're having something, just go online and send your request in, and hopefully we can come. I just ask that if you see the mobile library, get on, see what's on there.
My parting words is actually an invitation. Department of Transportation is hosting a series of open houses. This open house gives you an opportunity to give your input on future roadway projects. What is it you would like to see? What are some things that you feel the department is missing as far as roadways or pedestrian facilities in your area, we invite you to come to these open houses and provide that input to us, to meet the team, to learn the life cycle of a project from the conception of the project all the way to the ribbon cutting, which we consider to be the end. We will have open houses on May 7th at Patriot High School and May 15th at the McCourt Building. All open houses start from 6 to 8 p.m., and we just welcome the public, the general public, to come out and, again, meet us and to provide your input. We want to hear from you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
I will close us out with the quote from the book referenced in the episode title, 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanff. It's against my principles to buy a book I haven't read. It's like buying a dress you haven't tried on. Thanks for listening, and join us in a month for the next episode of Important Library Stuff.